Well, hello, my beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of September right through the end of October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let's get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, so let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? What do they need to know regarding their career and money at this time? Can you please show them the way? What can they expect in the coming weeks? What do they need to be aware of? Can you please show them the way? Now, I don't know if you noticed with the guide chimes, the energy really felt like you're hammering away at something diligently, focused on something, trying to have a breakthrough on something there. I feel like there is some sort of strenuous effort going into something that perhaps you have been doing repetitively for quite some time. But I do see some sort of breakthrough occurring in that area, whatever that area is for you. So just to be mindful of the energy that I could feel there. The first card is the star energy. So this is about shining your light, being inspired, but also it can indicate that you are going to be recognized for something that you do. I feel the star energy is, of course, trying to work in a healthy working environment, but also shine a light on any documents or any projects or any areas that perhaps need your attention during this time. Now, the Emperor has also shown up for you there, so you are very serious about your work ethic during the next coming weeks. I feel like you are locked onto your goals. A lot of you could be like super productive. That's definitely something that I feel a lot of you are going to be doing. You're utilizing your energy in a really optimized way. But also I feel because the Emperor is in the resistance position, a lot of you could actively be pursuing promotions or advancement opportunities in your industry or your sector, whatever that means for you. We also have the Empress there and we have the Chariot. So this can be that you're partnering your masculine and feminine energies in order to move ahead. So masculine energy, of course, is to be very action-oriented, to, lead. But also we have the Empress energy, which is to be super creative, very productive, nourish a project or something that you've been working on for a long time. But the Chariot card indicates success, advancement, and movement forward. So I'm very excited about your period ahead because I feel like, you're diligently working towards something, but as you move through the end of October, quicker pace there, but also some really wonderful rewards coming on in there as well. Now, your first card there is the Star. So this is about being appreciated in your working environment, allowing yourself to be seen, your talents to really shine. But this is your protagonist energy. So this means there could be some new ideas, new concepts, or, it can be that you're removing some energy blocks there as well. But I'm going to get to the rest of your cards because it's very important to recognize with the Star, it feels like you're shining a light on some sort of creative project or launching something, or maybe nourishing you know, your path in your industry, or maybe shining a light on areas where you feel that perhaps you've not reached your full potential, or you feel you could be nourished a little bit more in your industry to get ahead. I mean, a lot of you are, of course, trying to get ahead so that you can either take a vacation or some sort of travel there. How would you like to receive? How would you like to receive? Okay, my guides want the Emperor, okay, in this position. We've got the Devil card energy in this position. These are two major Arcana cards. So some of you may have walked away from a very toxic working environment, or you're trying to avoid a very toxic working environment by implementing healthcare practices or healthy cutoff points there. I mean, the Devil card can actually mean you're leading with passion, or you are obsessively working towards a goal. It can be that you're locked on and, you know, you're trying to be more passionate about the path that you're on. But we'll tap into that in a moment. I mean, the Emperor twice tells me that you are super busy, okay? It means you're taking things to the top. It means a lot of you are leading with something. We got the Seven of Cups, so this can indicate that you have a lot on your plate. You're doing it all, as it were. You may be someone who is super independent in the working environment and striving for more independence there. We've got the Lovers card. Something you're going to love is coming in there for you. Two sevens. Two sevens indicate a very independent path, opening up to a new way of working, new strategy. Reflecting on your progress to date to see how you can identify a way to either move forward or streamline your energy. And we have the Queen of Cups. So there's a lot of people in your reading here. We've got the Emperor twice. We've got the Empress and the Queen of Cups. So this could be a group of you, a team, as it were. But ultimately, I feel this is more about aspects of self, nourishing. My guys just said, go one more. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, interesting. So we've got 777, which is normally a very good sign. Okay, and we also have the Ace of Wands, a new project coming in or something being launched at this time. And I feel like you are working super hard. I got to give it to you straight. I feel like you are locked on. I feel like you're having a bit of a bird's eye view of your career right now and really focused. You know, the star energy is all about focus. It is about inspiration. It's an energy of basically wishing for something in your industry or aligning yourself with something in your industry and allowing yourself to be seen. If you work as an independent worker already, this could be you promoting your work or making some announcements, getting your website out there or links. Some of you could also be, getting on social media platforms or shining a light on your business or your services, whether it's goods or services there. But this is, marketing yourself or getting yourself out there. So if you've come to this reading, and this is only if you've come to this reading and you're currently out of work and you're searching for a role, this could be that, you are actively putting yourself out there, getting yourself into the job market. I feel it's something you've been doing for a long time. Seven of Cups can indicate it's oversaturated. You feel there's a lot of opportunities out there, but perhaps nothing that you really are inspired by at this moment in time. I mean, you may have also found, if you're out of work right now, whether you were made redundant or you walked away from a very toxic environment or just a contract ran its course, you may feel or even have been told that you are overqualified for a lot of positions because you're really established at what you do. And this can normally mean that actually people love what you do. They love your skill set. They can see that you are someone who's at the top of your game. You have a lot of experience there with that Emperor energy because this is your protagonist energy. And it can be that the budget does not allow for your skill set. So if you were willing to take less money for what you do, then of course they would hire you on the spot. But I feel like you're valuing your work ethic and the skill set that you have, and you're not taking less than you truly deserve and desire. So with that Seven of Pentacles, I feel that there is an energy here of an opportunity that gives you the right amount of money, but I feel like you'll be open to more in this role later on. I feel there'll be an incentive to grow in the company, but also I feel that this role, if it's with a company, it can be that there are some benefits there. They may be small benefits that will grow over time, but with that Ace of Wands, there's definitely a new project or a new endeavor coming on in that will literally transform the way you work, but also your finances, okay? So I want you to be aware of that. I mean, the Lover's card can indicate you partner with a company that you absolutely love, that shares your ethics or your morals when it comes to the working environment, but also nurtures your skill set, and actually you feel like you fit in, like you just get on with people, and you kind of make this role your own because you have a lot of independent cards there as well. Now, if you're someone who is currently a freelancer and you are looking for your next gig, as it were, your next opportunity, I definitely see that there's two coming in for you if you are a freelancer. I feel, you know, there will be a long-term contract coming on in and something a little bit short-term. So you'll foster a relationship with one role or one contract or project. I'm not really sure what it is that you do, but I'm just getting this freelance energy where it could be someone who asks for your help or your work time and time again. So there's going to be money coming on in consistently through that, but you also have time to go off and either do something else on the side, or perhaps there's a shorter term, you know, contract coming on in, and you may actually get to decide which one you want to take, the long term or the short term. I feel a lot of you, it depends on the money and also if you're inspired by it, but there's definitely something coming on in there if you're looking for your next role or opportunity. And some of you, even if you are in a current role and you're looking for alternative opportunities, putting your resume out there, for example, some of you may actually, because I'm getting two energies. One is you may be looking for a new role, and I certainly see that you're going to be inspired and find one. It may be a little bit more of a distance away from where you currently work, so there may be some extra travel involved there. But also, for some of you, this could be that you are taking like a seasonal job or a seasonal opportunity or something that is temporary in order to complement what you do already, okay? Because we have that Chariot card energy, and this can indicate something that coexists with what you're doing already, and it just helps bring in extra finances. This could be something from your home space because you have the Empress energy there. Could be something creative like selling from home. For some of you, it could also be that you are selling pre-loved goods, for example, that you've outgrown, or it can be that you're doing something creative from your home space that you are launching at this time, and it will bring in extra money there just to line your finances. So there's a lot going on. Of course, that's not going to resonate with all of you, but I feel there is something coming on in here, whether you're currently looking for a role or whether you are, in a role already. I feel like you're getting a lot of attention in the working environment because that's what this card literally means. You're drawing attention to how hard you work or to your skill set and how established you are. Now, a lot of you may feel like you've hit a glass ceiling or you've come as far as you can in a certain role. So some of you may be looking at your options right now in order to learn new skills or even, partner up. I mean, if you are someone who's an influencer, because the Emperor twice and the Star energy indicates you may be someone who's in the public eye, or you're an influencer in your field, or you're at the top of your game, you're going to get more attention, and you could have a lot more traffic or a lot more views or go viral or have a glow up in your industry in some way. But I feel there is a very fast-paced energy where there's opportunities coming on in. Now, if you are someone who's an influencer, this could be like a partnership deal or a brand deal for some of you, or it could be that someone who's well known in the industry wants to work with you or reaches out and offers you an opportunity. There's a lot going on here for a lot of you beautiful Sagittarians out there, so please take it as it resonates. Some of you may also write to someone in your industry that you really respect, and they're going to reply back to you and they're going to tell you a little bit about their story. I feel it's someone you admire in your industry. They are someone who has a lot of influence, okay? They're going to reply to you and they're going to give you a piece of advice, but also they could open a door for you or, actively offer you an opportunity, okay? So I feel there is this energy of someone of influence really seeing what you're about and offering you something that is going to help open doors for you. Now, if you work for a company, This could be that there's someone in a position of authority who's been watching what you are about right now, and they're about to kind of have an appraisal or meeting to tell you your options. And I feel there could be something in the works at this time that is being formulated as a plan. You can't see it right now, but it feels like it is going to be something that's offered to you. And looking at the energy, I feel like you're going to love it. You know, it can be like a new contract or a new partnership. Remember, if you're being offered any new contracts, whenever you start this new contract, anything that went before is nullified. So if you have benefits or bonuses or anything that you really love in your previous contract, you can negotiate a better deal or keep those things in. But you must be aware that as soon as you sign that new contract, then anything that went before, you know, you don't have those deals anymore. Okay, so if the company that you are working for right now is bringing in some sort of new staff, especially like management there, and they're bringing in like new contracts, or there's a merge. Some of you, there's a merge energy. You may be a little bit worried about this. I feel like you're someone who is an asset to a team. So I feel like you protect your position because you have the Emperor twice, which is a protector. You're someone who is really talented, very gifted. I mean, you're very productive. You're getting stuff done. And I feel that any new like takeover bid or any merge, they're going to see how well you work. And I feel like you protect your position. And they also kind of open new ideas or open new avenues for you to explore. Because I feel it's a very explorative time for you, okay? And I feel you could be offered something new in the way of a promotion. Because the Empress, when you connect it to a career move, and a career reading, it means a promotion or something you've been nurturing for a long time that sets you apart from other people and brings in a lot of reward. So there could be a reward here for you, or recognition, or a transformative new beginning. And what I mean by that is it could be a new department you're asked to figurehead or manage, or you could be like training a new team member, or it can be that, you know, you're doing something new for the company that you already work for. Now, if you're someone who's independent, because the Emperor can indicate that you are someone who owns your own business. For a lot of you, this could be you, whether it's a creative startup or whether it is, you know, a serious established business that's been going for years. I feel this is about you being stricter with yourself and locking onto the business side of business. And what I mean by that is the more administrative tasks, like for some of you, it could be end of year. You're getting all that tax return sorted, or your receipts sorted, or it could be you're getting documents pulled. It could be an end of a quarter for some of you there, depending on your working environment and how you run your business. But also this can be that you're being really practical. You know, you're focused on contracts, receipts, statements, spreadsheets, all of the stuff that is business related. And you may be overseeing something at this time, or just overseeing your business, because I feel like you're getting a bit of a bird's eye view of what you do already, and you're locked onto a goal. And I feel like you could be looking at short-term goals as well as long-term goals there as well, because you have the Seven of Cups, which means you're doing a bit of everything this month. So just watch your energy levels, because you could be a little bit exhausted there. But ultimately, I feel because you have the Emperor twice, it can indicate personally you are trying to improve your financial situation. And the Seven of Cups can be, it's a little bit of a juggling act. You know, you're going to be pushed and pulled in many different directions. You may have a lot of extra work on there with that Seven of Cups energy. And I feel this is about having structure, because you don't want to be scattered in that. So I feel like you're organized, structured, productive, and super serious. And some of you could be planning something new right now, or you're kind of like being very explorative of how something goes, because this card can be that you're trying lots of different things out over the next coming weeks and months. So it could be that you have a plan and you're just seeing what works best. And if something doesn't work, then you're on to the next thing. Also, the Seven of Cups can indicate that I feel a lot of you, this is like extra projects coming on in. So if you are witnessing any redundancies going on in your company that you work for, or if you are someone who runs your own business, it can be that the next coming weeks there are just extra things to do and you are trying to be more efficient with your time so that you lock onto those things and get them all done. Now, of course, Seven of Cups means you want to love what you do. But when you have the star energy and the Seven of Cups, a lot of you are allowing your imagination to run wild, because the Seven of Cups can connect to your vision of what it is that you're trying to create, and you are kind of super productive. The Emperor twice with the Empress energy indicates that you're super creative and you're super productive, and that means you're a real powerhouse. Okay, so you're getting a lot done and a lot off your to-do list there, and I feel like you're going to be super proud of yourself at the end of the 6 weeks, at the end of September and October. I want you to be aware of that, because it feels like it's a rolling month for you where there's just a lot to do and you're aware of that. For some of you, it can be that you're trying to get ahead of yourself because you have the Chariot card, so it can be you're going on a vacation, or some of you could be taking your work on the road and you're just preparing that, or some of you are trying to be more nomadic in your working life. So it can be that you're structuring your business in a certain way, especially if you're an independent worker, so that you can work on the go. Or it can be that you're trying to migrate your business overseas or look at alternative options abroad, or somewhere where you have to travel there. For some of you, you could be setting something up in a different state or a different place, relocating for some of you. And if you work for a company, there could even be some sort of office merge or office move that may temporarily disrupt the natural order of things, because the Chariot card, with so much structure here, it feels like something is coming on in here to disrupt the natural flow, but in a good way, if that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to pull a card because there's so many people here. I want to see if some of you are partnering up in business. This could be a co-alliance, or it could be that, there's a couple of you starting up a business. If that's you, congratulations. It's going to be a raging success there. Make sure you get a contract. Everyone signs that contract so everyone knows what page you're on and that everyone pulls their weight, because you have a Chariot card there, so that can be, navigating the way through, and everybody's got their idea of how something should go, but you just make sure that, someone is not slacking there if this is a group activity. But a lot of you, if you run your own business, this could be you outsourcing some of your tasks and responsibilities, because the Emperor is all about responsibility and a sense of duty. You're showing up, you're bringing your A game. But if you work for yourself, you could be outsourcing to an accountant, or you could be getting advice from a tax advisor, or you could be getting like an online PA, or, someone who can help you run your business more efficiently. So let me just see what this is for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? The Emperor can indicate authoritative figures. So it could be that you're reaching out to some governing body to structure your business or work out the legalities of something within your industry or within your business. It could be that you're reaching out to HR, for example, to question something on your pay slip, for example, because there's some sort of advice going on here as well. Always seek good advice if you're trying to relocate your business or, be an independent worker on the go. You want to get the best financial advice regarding your situation so that you do not misstep or make a mistake there. But we have the Nine of Cups, and this is the Judgment. So I would say this is all you. It's like you're wearing many hats, okay? It's like you're different people at different moments. Suddenly you're doing accounts, then you're doing like acquisitions, or you're calculating something that's not related to accounts. You could then be doing like a very hands-on kind of aspect of your business. Then you're filing, then you are perhaps, corresponding with people. It just feels like you're doing a lot, okay? And the Nine of Cups indicates that you're wishing for something, and the Judgment card indicates, you're having this sense of purpose. You have like a renewal of energy, and it feels like you are on course. It really feels like you're super busy, but you're going to kind of love it, okay? The Nine of Cups literally is, what are you wishing for? Because that star energy indicates you're aligning with it. It can indicate that, you're being seen by the right people in your industry in order to advance. For some of you, you may deal with a person who is a little bit challenging or a little bit stubborn, or someone who kind of abuses their authority. So if, for example, you have a boss who micromanages you, this person's going to do more of the same. With the Seven of Wands, you could challenge this person diplomatically, or you could actually go to HR and complain or launch like an investigation there. I have to be honest with you. I feel like you are going to, meet with a person maybe in HR, if you're dealing with that at this time, someone who's very sympathetic, someone who's going to really listen. But ultimately, I feel, they are for the company. I feel like they're going to, especially if this person is very high ranking, but I do see that they will log it. And looking at the Lover's card, they'll give you an option. They'll give you a choice as to whether you want to proceed or move on from this. And it could be something that you kind of log as a complaint at this time. And because the Ace of Wands is kind of like, it transforms your working environment, but at the same time, I feel with that Chariot card, you kind of pursue it to a certain degree, and then you kind of like log it as it being there, but if it happens again or repeats, then you're really taking things further. So that's something coming out for some of you. I hope that's coming out for none of you, actually. But, if you're dealing with that, I feel that's the way it could be processed. And I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love if that's something that you're dealing with, okay? But let's bring it back to your energy. I mean, it could be that, you could deal with a very challenging client or customer over the next coming weeks, especially if you ship things. There could be a bit of a delay, or something gets lost in the shipping process, and that will be very frustrating for you, okay? And it could be that actually you ask to send something out again to them. And looking at the energy, yeah, they'll say, yeah, can you send it again? And then when the actual first package, if this is you, if you send stuff out, when the first package finally arrives, this person will send it back to you. So you don't kind of lose out, although there may be a question mark over the shipping. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to remove from that energy. But I feel like you're insured, and I feel like, the shipping service is at fault, so you will get compensation. Just want you to be aware, okay? Also, if you're dealing personally with shipping, you may have to contact someone because it doesn't arrive on time. There's a delay there, okay? So that's coming through as well. But Nine of Cups is an energy of feeling content in your working environment, and the Judgment card can indicate that you're at a self-evaluation period. You're reaching for more, and you're working hard to get more. And I feel like you're going to be seen and appreciated for your skill set, and actually be offered more. A lot of you are like, where's that promotion at? So I definitely see here that that promotion is going to be made available to you over the next 6 weeks. This could be something that you talk about in an appraisal if you are in a working company environment. But if you work for yourself, this could be a new line of inquiry. It could be that you're structuring a new business. I mean, the Emperor twice can be that you have 2 businesses. It can be you have 2 legal entities making you money, and that's why you have many fingers in many pies there. And the Devil card can indicate you may feel a little bit exhausted, okay? Just be mindful of that. But the Devil card can also indicate toxicity. Okay, so some of you may be putting your resume out there and trying to find a healthier working environment and leaving a very toxic environment behind. Also, if you are taking your ex-employer to court, make sure you document everything and photograph it or have evidence, dating back from when it, first began, because you may need to present that if you are challenging that at this time, okay? Now, that's the serious stuff out of the way for a lot of you. The Devil card can indicate, especially in the resistance position, that you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, and you may feel a little bit stuck right now. So you may be finding ways to streamline your energy or work more efficiently or change your schedule in some way so you can free up some time, okay? The Devil card, especially when it comes to your working environment, it can indicate a lot of pressure on your shoulders to get something done, or you feel something is time sensitive, and it may be that you're putting extra pressure on yourself to get something done before you can finally let loose or feel like you've completed it and you're on to the next. But because we have the Chariot card here, I feel like you conquer something or you achieve something and there is major celebration. You just feel super proud of yourself. And, with sheer determination and willpower, it feels like you overcome like a blockage in some way. So if there's a bit of a problem-solving thing going on for you at this moment in time, suddenly you get clarity, suddenly you know how to move ahead, you feel more clear on it, and, you're making the right decision there, okay? Now, the Seven of Wands indicates you're at your personal best. You're above the competition. So if you're worried about the working environment, or you're worried that perhaps, there's a lot of competition out there, I feel like you're the person who's at the top of your game. You're very established. You have a lot of knowledge, but you're also making space for more. The Emperor, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, whilst he looks very regal in his red robes, he actually is still wearing the suit of armor, which means he's got to a certain level, a certain plateau in his, life. He has conquered a lot of things, but he's still ready for action. So you're not going to rest on your laurels and go, okay, completed that, and then I'm taking a rest and not doing anything more. I feel like you're still striving for excellence in whatever it is that you do. And the Seven of Wands means you're taking it to the top, you're unstoppable, and your passion literally pushes obstacles aside as you engage in sustained effort. Now, Seven of Wands is an energy, of course, of pressure and stress, but it's in the resistance position. So I feel a lot of you are working to structure things in a certain way so you can limit stress or pressure in the working environment. So you may be looking at healthcare practices or healthy cutoff points, or even health and safety in your working environment, because you have a star energy, which can be, you drawing attention to a health and safety issue in the working environment, or even be offered things like as an incentive. With that Ace of Wands, perhaps you're asked to take on more responsibility by being a fire warden or, a first aider in the working environment. There's going to be some finances attached to that as well. But negotiate that, because they may actually offer you this as a sense of duty, and you feeling like, okay, I'll do that. I'll train in that. I don't mind. And you really don't mind, but they could give you a financial incentive. And if they haven't actually offered that in the meeting, just ask, because they'll happily ignore it and let you do it for free. Okay, but I feel this extra responsibility can give you some extra finances there with that Seven of Pentacles. Now, I see a lot of you are calculating something, or you're evaluating something this month. And it can be that you're about to launch something, or you're about to try a new line of something, or you're very explorative right now, seeing what works and what doesn't work, and kind of like working things out. But I actually see a lot of you, if you are launching something in September, October time, it's going to be a raging success, okay? It's going to bring in a little bit more money there with that Seven of Pentacles. So if you are someone who is perhaps launching a new website, for example, or launching a new item that you've created yourself, or it can be that perhaps you are changing out something that you offer as a service and replacing it with something else, I feel it's going to be received really well, okay? Ultimately, I feel like you're in business mode, you're working really hard, you have a lot going on, You don't need me to tell you that, right? Because the Seven of Cups is like, you've got many things going on right now, and you're doing it all. And structure is going to work really well for you. Seven of Wands means you do something until you complete it. And also it indicates that you're managing stress really effectively as well. You're not putting too much pressure on yourself, and you're making sure that you do have a healthy cutoff point. Especially since you have the Empress energy, this is about nourishing yourself in the working environment, but also being super productive and creative and allowing these new ideas to come towards you. Now, also because, of course, on the Emperor and the Empress, there are owls. So a lot of you may be in training or deciding to learn new skills in order to stay ahead of the competition at this time, or just stay abreast of your industry so that you're in the know. Okay, so I feel this knowledge will help you access new financial plateaus in your industry over time. But because we have a Seven of Pentacles there, I feel like, you're working really hard. It's going well. You have what you have. It's enough. That's what I'm seeing right now. But you're trying to have more, access to more. The door to more is something that you're trying to push through, as it were. And it may have been hard, but actually I feel like you're going to have more access to opportunities over the next coming weeks there. Now, the Empress energy, of course, indicates that you are nurturing a project, or you're doing something right now that you're giving a lot of time and energy to, and it is something that is going to reap really great rewards for you or help you make an impact in your industry. You know, I feel like you're maturing in your industry and growing through your industry. And if you feel like you have unfulfilled potential in certain areas, or you feel that you're not nourished, I definitely see that you're taking yourself elsewhere. You're not sticking around if you do not feel appreciated in your working environment, or if you feel like you're not enjoying what you're doing. Now, on a personal level, you know, for some of you, your personal finances, you work really hard for what you get, okay? But of course, you may be trialing ideas or starting up second streams of income, because the Chariot card can be to manage two things, two streams of income, two companies, two ideas, whatever it is. I feel like you're managing something here, and you're just being stricter with your time and also stricter with your finances. So this Seven of Pentacles can indicate that, you know, of course you will save a little bit of money, but also, you know, you may have, of course, your bills outgoing. It just feels like you're maintaining and sustaining over the next coming weeks and months, but there is this access to more. So I feel like you're building. So it could be that you're able to save a little bit of extra money this month, but it could also be that you are about to staircase towards an opportunity that brings in more money. It just feels like you've got stuff in the works right now, and you're working towards something, and it feels like it's still a little bit of a way off, but you're working really hard and it's going to work out for you. I mean, often the Seven of Pentacles is patience, diligence, hard work, and success in the waiting. So it feels like you're working towards something that is going to be truly successful indeed. But also, the Chariot card can indicate, of course, that you are taking things to the top. There is an energy of triumph here, breaking through an obstacle, but also this is a victory, a win, okay? And it can be that you're in control. You have a lot of control cards. So whilst you have, you know, this element of being super busy, you're in control of it, and it actually gives you a bit of a thrill that you're doing so many things and making it work. The worst thing is to remain stagnant or feel like you're not making an impact. And the next 6 weeks is you're going to see that you're making an impact there. But with that Seven of Pentacles, some of you could be reinvesting in yourself through a training program or skill development there. It could be that you are like learning a language, especially if you're migrating your business there, or you're building relationships. I mean, the Lover's card is fostering relationships in the working environment, whether that's with your boss or with the people that you use when it comes to your working environment or connect to. This could be a networking opportunity. If you're an independent worker, this could be like an event where you can meet like-minded individuals, or even co-work in a co-working environment. And I feel this will just help you build relationships in your industry and not feel like you're out there on a limb just doing it all by yourself, okay? The Seven of Pentacles can indicate as well that you are in research mode, okay, to see what works or see what the missing ingredient is in your working environment. But also it can be that, you know, you're saving money for a vacation or a holiday, a well-earned rest after the next coming weeks, because I feel like you are going to be busy, but you're going to enjoy it, okay? Now, the Lover's card is a choice. It's often the choice card, but it can indicate that there is a partnership here between your energies. As I mentioned, you're taking action, you're taking leadership, you're being creative, you're being productive. And this kind of equation, or these ingredients, shall we say, equals success. So I feel the Lover's card indicates you're attracting something that you're going to love right now because you're fully invested and you're showing up for yourself every single day. Now, the Lover's card also indicates balance and harmony in the working environment. So if there has been any conflict or micromanaging there, I feel like, you know, this person, they're never really going to change, okay? But if you are complaining about this person, or if you are, you know, launching an investigation into this person, just be a bit mindful that they have a lot of clout. And whilst you also have a lot of power here as well, because it's emperor versus emperor by the looks of things, it can be that, you know, you need to document everything in order to prove dates and times. I do apologize. The neighbor's dog is out, and whilst it's a new dog, you know, sometimes it escapes there, so I hope it's not too loud on the microphone there, but my neighbor should be coming out shortly to grab it. You know, just it's in a new neighborhood, so it just gets a little bit like anxious and just kind of like bolts sometimes, so they need a little bit better security perhaps. But anyway, I'll leave that there. We have that Lover's energy with the Seven of Pentacles, so this can be as I mentioned, you logging something, but recognizing that there's still more to go on it. It's going to be a very long process. And you may be like, you know what, I'm just going to leave it as it is right now. And then we'll come back to it if it happens again. Okay. But I keep being drawn to this energy. So some of you may be going through that right now. I hope not. But if you are, I feel like there will be a change. This person, although it's like they're not going to change their behavior, they're going to change their behavior towards you. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there, okay? Now, the Lover's card and the Seven of Pentacles basically indicates that, you know, you're putting a lot of effort in and you're going to see the rewards. And it's like you're a magnet. The more you love what you do, which is easier said than done, because the hardest thing is to remain inspired, even when you're showing up every day and you're doing something that's repetitive. But I feel like you are someone who's going to be super inspired and trying new things and, you know, trialing new ways of working or tools, you know, in order to be a little bit more efficient with your workload there. But I feel a lot of it, because you have the Emperor twice, it feels like it's business as usual. It feels like it's not the same old thing, just a different day, but I feel like you are in some sort of structure that is repetitive and that's going to work in your favor. But there is this like little win coming out or some sort of celebration or good news that's being offered to you that you're really going to love. You know, the Queen of Cups is basically fostering, you know, a relationship with people around you, as well as loving what you do and following your dreams, having a vision of what you want to aspire to achieve in the future. And the Ace of Wands is a delivery of that. You know, this is a delivery card from the universe saying, okay, you want to change in the working environment. Here's that opportunity that you were working really hard towards accomplishing. But also it can be that you have a spark of brilliance with this inspiration, or, you know, as you're problem solving or brainstorming for some of you, suddenly you have a eureka moment or a breakthrough moment that sets you apart from other people or helps you advance in great ways. Also, this card can indicate, as I mentioned, you launching something that's going to be very successful, a new venture or a new creative start in some way. But also this is you in your primal power. So if you are a creative, it can indicate that you are creating to such a high degree, you're completely in the flow over the next coming weeks and you absolutely love it. But also this can be an impetus to change the way that you're working, especially if you're feeling stuck in a rut or you're feeling uninspired. It can be that you're burnt out and you need a way to look at your energy levels or take some time off or some time away in order to recharge your batteries there as well, okay? Now, I'm being given very strongly by my guides that this is either a phone call or a letter or some sort of indication of a win or something coming through that you are absolutely gonna love in your industry or your career, okay? And it's the breakthrough moment that you've been hoping for, my guides just told me. So this is very exciting, and although money is important and you're working really hard for this, your money will develop over time, okay? That's what I'm seeing there. But more importantly, I feel right now you're focused on whether you love what you're doing and whether you're heading in the right direction. And I feel like you are going to be in your primal power and you're going to feel intuitively that yes, you are heading in the right direction and things just get easier. You feel more in the flow, especially when you are locked on to your sense of purpose. You're making your dreams become a reality and you are inspired and you're taking action. And I feel that's what is happening for you, and there's going to be a major success at the end of it all there, okay? So I'm just going to get some final cards before I close your reading. Now, for some of you, because we have a lot of mature cards there, it can be that some of you, as you are in your working environment, you're thinking about retiring. You know, you could be locking in a date as to when you want to retire. You're absolutely going to love retiring. You're going to have so much energy to do all the things you ever wanted to do. You know, I feel like you're secure in the pathway to that, and you're going to feel secure in your retirement as well. Could be a couple of you retiring at the same time, either family members or friends there as well. So it could be that there's a group of you doing that. But I mean, a lot of your cards, whatever you're doing, whether you're thinking about your 401ks and your pension pots, or, you know, you're very serious about your finances, that's for sure. I feel more than anything, you're focused on advancing. And even your next card there in this deck, it says ascending. So right from the very beginning, I felt you were actively pursuing either promotions or advancement opportunities to take it to the top. And that's something that you're working hard towards accomplishing. And that's something that's happening for you. No matter what industry you're working in, whether you're working in a warehouse right now, or whether you're a caterer, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you're an artist, it doesn't matter what industry, you have this energy about you that is unstoppable. You're inspired. I know you're exhausted. Don't get me wrong. I know you're exhausted. You have a lot going on there and you are super drained. But at the same time, I feel, there is going to be some wins coming in for you. And the more you succeed, it just feels like you have more energy to advance even further. And that's something that is going to be very exciting for you over the coming weeks and months. So yeah, we have some options here. I mean, Seven of Cups is you definitely looking at your options and pooling your energy and resources to focus on things that are a priority at this time. And we have transition, an ending, bringing a new beginning. Now, you may be focused on the endings of contracts or service providers, or perhaps, a tool has run its course. For some of you, it can be that your laptop isn't working as good as it used to. Perhaps it's like really old now and you've used it as far as you can use it and the power is draining really quickly, and you may utilize the next stage to purchase a new laptop if you work for yourself, for example. Or some of you, if you work for a company, there could be some new technology that comes in and they kind of phase out like an old program. For some of you, there could also be like a change of passwords. If you work for a company, they could be doing some sort of reset there. You may be encouraged to do that. But let's get to your final cards. We have ascending. So this means a lot of success, taking things to the next level or the next stage. You're taking it to the top, basically. And it says floating to the top, a pay raise. I did mention that there's a small increase here. You're maintaining and sustaining. But if you work for a company, this could be that there is some sort of appraisal or meeting that tells you about something that's in the works here that will bring in a little bit of extra money for you. Could be that you're figureheading a new department or a new project, for example. And if you work for yourself, this could be you giving yourself a pay raise or a dividend or, an extra bit of money because your company's doing well, okay? And it says here, promotion, bonus, authority, responsibility. I mean, yeah, you've got the emperor twice. A lot of responsibility, stepping into positions of authority, changing your status or having a role that, is high ranking in some way. That's what you're locked onto. If you're not in that position already, I feel like you're locked onto achieving it. And if you're in that position already, it can be that you're deciding to become independent. If you work for a company and you have all this knowledge, you may be thinking, well, why am I not my own boss? Why am I not doing this myself? I feel a lot of clients, if you deal with clients, would actually want to come with you. It's not that you're poaching them. I feel like they want to come with you. So, it could be that you're launching something independently at this time, because you have a lot of sevens, which are all independent energy. Now, we also have options. So you're weighing up your options regarding the way you're working, or maybe even your direction at this time, because we do have that directional card with that Chariot. But it says here, weighing up the pros and cons of something, a job change, a move, offers coming on in, justice, the law, a mediator, and balance. I mean, the message about HR and things like that came in for a reason. I mean, this card really solidifies that. So some of you could be dealing with HR, maybe having a diplomatic conversation with somebody in order to, state your intention, challenge something there. But also this could be that you are thinking about migrating or moving your business and you need to find out the legalities of structuring that. And for some of you, it could be that you're literally structuring a new business entity and you need to find the right person to help you with that. But also we have transition. Now, whenever you have transition, it means the door to more. It literally means that you are leaving one space in order to go to something better. And I feel that's this level of advancement and evolution in your industry. You're growing in your industry, expanding. And it says here, ending and beginning, new job, quitting or walking away from something, inheriting something for some of you. So it could be inheriting new knowledge. It can be that you're looking at, because I'm being given this lost income energy, as you could be looking at what's more important to prioritize, your efforts. So for example, if you are doing something that doesn't make money right now, it can be that you're prioritizing what makes you money right now and then factoring in any new ideas or any kind of extra things that you're doing in your own time or in a different time because you are trying to avoid loss of money. If for some of you, you have been feeling a little bit fed up with the finances, or you feel, that things have been going through a major change and they've not been as positive, I see that things take a better turn for you and that, there is a small increase in finances. Please look up the Seven of Pentacles and what it means. It does mean that, something is going well, but you want more, or you feel like you just have enough and it's just ticking on over, but you may be worried about a loss of finances in some way. And I did mention that for some of you, if you're taking on extra responsibility or being given extra work and have to work extra hours, because I feel like you're doing it all, especially if you work for a company, remember, they're going to try and get you to do something that you'll feel this sense of duty to do. Whether it is being a first aider or a fire warden, this legally should probably come with some sort of incentive. Now, it doesn't have to, but I feel the company that you work for actually has a legal incentive to offer you, and they may try to, not mention it. So do mention it, okay? I'm just going to pull a quick card on lost income there, just to see what that could be, because I'm not seeing anything negative. All those cards are super positive. I feel the transition basically indicates that you're navigating some changes in the working environment in order to bring in more money and avoid a loss of money, or, help a company expand. Three of Swords, challenge. So this could be like a challenging economic situation that we're in at this moment in time, or it's hard to move with the changes. And we also have Ace of Swords, breakthrough, and the Five of Wands. So, because I'm clarifying this, there may be someone out there who is worried about lost income, especially if you're out of work right now. It can be that you've been dipping into your savings, but I've mentioned there already that there's going to be a breakthrough. There is an opportunity coming on in, and you will actually staircase financially in that. So it will be a challenge, of course, but the Ace of Swords is a breakthrough. You've got an ace there, so I feel it is, an indication that there is a transformation that is super positive, and there's nothing to worry about, but it's been hard. I think I mentioned right at the beginning of your reading that you're pushing through something, okay, and it just feels like you're diligently working towards something. Five of Wands can be that you're challenging yourself and it's hard, or you feel challenged, a lot of stress and strain here, but the Ace of Swords is your breakthrough. It indicates new ideas. It also indicates you taking accountability and responsibility for your next steps. Ace of Swords is achievement. It means that you're being disciplined and you're going to be in a position of power to transform your working environment, but also your finances. So I just wanted to clarify that card, because that card, although transition means change, and I feel like, yes, there's a lot of change going on in your working environment or your industry, I don't see it as negative for you because there's so many positive cards as your outcome. But because it did have it on there, I did want to clarify. I don't want to just leave it on like a cliffhanger or not really kind of clarify it there. So let me just go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay. So I was not going to look at the trinket first because I was about to tell you about the competition, but actually I saw the trinket, so I'm, going to call it as it is. So we have the skeleton there. So this can indicate an ending, bringing a new beginning. It connects to the death card energy. The death card energy is always a transition towards something greater, something better. And it basically indicates some of you can be... Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. My guide said you may actually discover something about somebody, like a skeleton in the closet. Maybe it's something you're going to be documenting or challenging or standing up to in some way. So that could be something, okay, that some of you, not all of you, will go through there. But I feel, what I'm seeing as well, especially in terms of managing stress levels, I feel this is... because I'm seeing old-fashioned like doctor's surgery where they had like a skeleton in the back there. What I'm seeing, I'm not seeing anything negative for you. I want you to be aware, but it can be that you are just acutely aware of your stress levels, high cortisol, things like that, and you just want to take your health a little bit more seriously when it comes to the working environment. As I said, I don't see anything negative, okay? But it can be that you're just making sure that, you have healthy cutoff points and that you value yourself and what you bring to your industry. And then you just don't work yourself to the bone where you're exhausted and it feels like you're depleted and you're not making an impact, okay? Because you are. So I feel that you will appreciate it and actually be tapped for an opportunity here. And you're going to have more energy levels as well. So that was a lot, but that's what my guides wanted to give you. So that's what was channeled there. I hope something resonates. And if it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell. Lets you know when I update my next message. Lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Also, if you'd like to be in with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to an emoji candle, then just write the word candle and my guides will draw me to one subscriber and I will announce the winner at the end of September. Okay, so thank you so much, my beautiful Sagittarians, and love and light.